What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do it on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Money making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. Last night, we smashed our NBA player of the day with the Atlanta Hawks. The New York Knicks continue to be overrated and overvalued, man. Jay versus the Knicks, and that's fine. That's fine. They are not as good as y'all believe they are. And they're not even a money-making team this season. And I will continue to fade them, at least until they give me good reason not to. Like Atlanta, for example, a team that was the last 2 seasons been the number 1 team on my do not bet list. They've given me reason to take them off, believe in them, and bet them. And we bet them last night and cashed with them boys. Shout out the Hawks, man. Ice Trey rolled the dice on them boys at midcourt and punched the ticket to Las Vegas. Shout out Ice Trey, man. He continues to dominate in Madison Square Garden. We've hit 9 of 14 on that NBA play of the day, and we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. You can scoop up that play today over at Pickdawgz Premium. The Golden State Warriors got robbed, though. Oh, my God. I would come in here tripping, but what I would say is just go watch Steve Kerr's post-game interview. He did all the tripping for me. Word for word, bar for bar, Steve, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Never in my life have I seen a game end in that fashion. Loose ball, foul, 2 free throws. Never. And to be 1,000 with y'all, the foul should have been attributed to Jalen Green, who dove into bro legs anyway and created the whole scrum on the floor anyway. Terrible reffing, terrible officiating. If y'all wanted the Rockets to win the game, just say that beforehand. Please, because that was egregious. That was one of the worst refereeing give a team of games I've ever seen in my life. Here's what it was. Be what it be. If you laid the points with the Rockets yesterday, you did not cover. You took a money line. Hats off to you. If you took the Warriors plus the 1.5, you're super sharp. Way to stay disciplined. And me, of course. Y'all know I love my plus money. I had Warriors outright money line. They had beat them boys 15 straight. I thought they should have made it 16 without the help of the officials, man. But that's gambling, man. That's betting. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you're on the right side of those things and you be cheesing, grinning. Talking about I had it all the way. And then sometimes, unfortunately, you're on the other side, mad. Wondering how the hell this shit is allowed. But it is what it is. Be what it be. Let's keep it rolling, man. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. We got 3 games today in the NBA. And y'all know the drill, man. We're finna try to smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some money tonight. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. Without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game of the day. We're in Boston, where the defending champs are 12.5-point home favorites over the Detroit Pistons. Total 227.5. We've seen these 2 teams match up twice already this season. Boston won both. Detroit covered in both. The line was 12.5 in both meetings earlier this season as well. Kind of crazy. It's 12.5 today. First meeting, Boston won. It was earlier in the season. It was on the 26th of October, 124-118 in Detroit. And then they just played earlier this month, not that long ago, on the 4th of December, 130-120 was the score in that game. So Detroit has played Boston tough this season. I think this one, though, the Celtics take them behind the woodshed. I'm going to lay the points with Boston in this one. Don't really want to overcomplicate it. Boston is still, in my opinion, the best team in the NBA by a pretty decent margin. I believe they are head and shoulders better than the Detroit Pistons. They're well rested coming into today. They haven't played in, 5 days? They haven't played since the 7th of December, where they played Memphis. They're also really comfortable at home at the crib. Their last 4 games were all at home. So played Miami, Detroit, Milwaukee, Memphis, then had 5 days rest. Then they have a couple more days rest as they don't play till Sunday, but they are in Washington, which I believe is not a far flight. So just a good spot and situation for Boston, I think. this is a spot they kind of flex their muscles and show they're the best team in the league. It's probably a 15-plus point win for Boston. I haven't been totally in love with laying points with the Celtics this season. They haven't been a money-making machine this year. Right now, currently, Boston, as you see on your screen, is 9-15 against the number. So fading them has been more profitable than anything, but I like the spot for them today. Is ultimately what it boils down to. Really well rested. Head and shoulders the better basketball team. Been comfortable at home at the crib. This should be a spot they take the Pistons behind the woodshed. I'll lay it here in our first game of the day with Boston. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we're in South Beach, Miami, where the Heat are sizable home favorites over the Toronto Raptors. Miami laying 10.5 in this spot. Total 224.5. Interesting game here. Toronto, right now, currently, as you see on your screen, is a money-making machine. They are the number 2 ATS team in the NBA behind only the Cleveland Cavaliers. And laying this many points on them makes my stomach hurt. So I'm just not going to do so. Forced to play this game, I would lean towards the Toronto Raptors plus the points in this one. Looking at the recent history between these two teams, Raptors did beat Miami in the last game they played in Toronto, 119-116. That game was on the 1st of December. The Heat won the first meeting this season, 121-111 on the 29th of November. So both of these games were recent. Miami did beat them by double digits in that first one in Miami. And then the Raptors got them in the revenge spot. Do the Heat turn around and get them in the revenge spot is the million-dollar question. I'm going to still lean towards Toronto. Miami, as a home favorite, it's not their spot, not their situation. Last couple seasons, Miami's one of the worst home favorites in the NBA. Since 2022, Miami's one of the worst home teams overall in the NBA. I think they've only covered last 3 seasons combined at like a 40% clip at home. So fading them at home, you're basically covering at a 60% clip. Miami right now, a 50-50 ATS team. This just doesn't seem like a great spot to lay the points with the Heat in my mind, in my opinion. Are they the better basketball team? Yes. Are they in the revenge spot at home at the crib? Yes. But that still doesn't warrant, in my mind, laying double digits with a team like Miami that has the track record that they have of not covering at home, that has the track record of kind of playing down to their competition at times, a team with a lot of the outside noise going on with this team right now. Currently, we hear the Jimmy Butler trade rumors. Laying this many points on Toronto, who has been a money underdog this season, makes my stomach hurt. I know the Raptors is not a sexy spot for them coming off the significant homestand off 3 L's. Miami is comfortable at home. They've been at home in 3 straight games and won all 3. I get it. But still, can't lay points, this many points, on a team that has shown the ability to cover like Toronto has, that has shown the ability to beat this team. They just did it the other day. If they're going to give me 10.5 in my back pocket, I'm going to grab them. I'm on the Raptors plus the points here in this one. Last and final game of the night, we're in New Orleans where the Pelicans are 6.5-point home dogs with the Sacramento Kings rolling in. Total 231.5. Both of these teams right now currently are on the do not bet list. Makes the game tough. What I will do, though, is I'm going to fade the team that's been the longer mainstay on the list, which is New Orleans. I'm on the Kings. I'm going to lay the points with them here in our last and final game of the night. I like what I saw from the Kings in their last 2 games. Took the Jazz behind the woodshed, 141-97. Absolutely blew the doors off of them boys in that game. They did the same thing the night before. Or not the night before, but the game before in San Antonio. Took them boys behind the woodshed, 141-13. Did lose out on the road at Memphis. Tough place to go and play. We know Memphis goes stupid, dummy, crazy at home, at the crib, especially when Ja Morant's on the floor. But a solid home win over the Houston Rockets, 120-111. The offense for Sacramento has gotten better recently. And that's been my problem, my issue with Sacramento this season. They've been shooting 2s, other teams shooting 3s. And that's a really terrible proposition to be laying points with a team that's only taking 2s. But they've kind of started to hit their outside shots. We've seen that in their last couple games as they've been higher scoring. The Pelicans, still severely banged up. Still basically the Birmingham squadron. Brandon Ingram out in this one. Jose Alvarado out in this one. Zion Williamson, of course, still out in this one. I'm still fading the Pelicans. Is ultimately what it boils down to. The Pelicans have not been a hard team to figure out over the last couple seasons. When healthy, the numbers suggest they're one of the best teams in the league. If anybody's missing out of the lineup, they've been a fade. And right now, currently, they're still a fade, still on the DNB. Sacramento playing well. Sacramento looking to get back to 500. I'll take them in this spot. I think they win the game comfortably. Probably win it by double digits. I'll lay the points with Sacramento here in our last and final game of the night. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask, man, is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site, including that NBA Player of the Day, man, which we bounced back on and smashed yesterday with the Atlanta Hawks. Shout out them boys, man. Fade the overrated, overvalued New York Knicks, man. Ice Trey does it again. He rolled the dice on them boys, man. Shout out Ice Trey. Shout out the Hawks, man. We've hit 9 of 14 on that NBA Player of the Day, man, and we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. You can scoot that play up today, or you can hop on something even longer term. NBA is ramping back up. It was a lighter week this week for me, but because the NBA and really college hoops had really light cards this week, with the weekend on the horizon, y'all know what it is, man. We're going to cook it up and try to smash it per usual. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. See y'all soon. I'm out of here. Peace.